morning. We're doing something a little bit different today. Don't know where Les has gone, but Les is still right now. Right, we've been here for quite a while, but I wanted to wait until kind of daylight to do this opening thing, because we're doing something, as I say, we're doing something a little bit different today. Today we are going up Southend Pier, and as you can see, I've already started. Behind me now is the shoreline. That's how far up I've come so far, and if you look up above me, there's the walkway with all the gaps underneath it, which I am following up. As you can see, the tide is currently out. We've had to wait quite a while because when we got here the tide was halfway in, so we waited until the tide was all the way out before we started this. Now I've got to go all the way up there. I'll give you a rough idea of the length of this, because it is the longest pleasure pier in the world apparently, though there's not really a lot of pleasure to be had. If I show you from here, this will give you a rough idea. It just goes out, I think it goes out 1.5 miles altogether. I'm walking up underneath the pier because we can't get all the way up, because apparently there's a gully that runs up. If you look up above me, just up here, where are we? Just up here? Nope, here. There's a shelter. Now there's one of them every 1/4 mile. And between the third and the fourth shelter, there is, as I say, there's a gully that we can't get through with wellies on. We'd need waders, and I didn't really fancy walking all the way up here with waders. So, but there you go. That's how far out we've got to go. We've only just started coming under the pier. That is. We've done a little bit on the dry sand already, which you'll see in any filming that we might have done, might or might not have done. But yeah, that's our intention for today. We don't know what to expect from here, because obviously when you get out here the currents are quite horrendous, so anything dropped while the tide's in is probably going to have vanished. But we're looking for stuff that may have been dropped while the tide is out, because that will obviously fall straight down onto the ground, and when the tide comes in that should sink into the sand. So it's probably the loose change bits. As I say, it's a Victorian pier. It has a railway line. If you look up above me here, this is a walkway, and this bit here is railway lines. This is where the train runs, and I'll try and get some footage of that for you, for people that are unfamiliar with this pier. But as I say, it's the longest pleasure pier in the world. It runs out 1.1 miles into the Thames estuary, but we won't be able to get all the way out because there's a gully. So we should be able to get out just over 3/4 mile, something like that, up to 3.5 miles. 3.5 miles? Just over 3/4 mile, should I say. Yeah, there was a fire. There used to be a big bowling alley here, but there was a fire, and we tried doing under there, but it's so contaminated with old iron and rubbish that it wasn't worth trying. So anyway, let's crack on, and you'll see how we get on as the day progresses. So we'll see you on the next hole.
Morning all. Just got onto the beach. We're heading over to the pier to walk up underneath and up the side of the pier. Just walking across Nugget Alley. These numbers didn't relate to what I've got here, but I dug it because it's a good signal, and it is a nugget. Yep, that's a nugget. I thought it might have been an old one, but it's not. That's a good start. I think there's something else in this hole, because I was getting really mixed numbers. It wasn't relating to the nugget anyway. No, can't see anything there. We'll have a look round. Good start though.
Good morning. We are working our way along the dry sand to get to the pier. The tide is still halfway in at the moment, so we're taking a slow walk along the dry sand to get to the pier. And I have my first coin. It is, you guessed it, a 20p piece.
Our next target is just a little bit further on. Was good signal, 12.18 on the E-track, and it's a 50p. Looks like it's just been dropped. I was getting a bit worried there because I've actually modified a one of the Mine Lab beach programs to cope with the pier today, and the numbers were coming up a bit different to normal. That pound coin was coming up as a 1209 and there was nothing else around it, so don't know what was going on there. I've done a reset on it yesterday anyway, so it all should be working fine, but maybe this pattern, I don't know what's causing it, but I'll have a look through this bit here. Not under the pier yet, but still on the beach. Another 20 pence. That come up as 12.21, that one.
Right, we need it up here now. And next coin, it's a 5 pence piece. Yeah, so it works our way along. We've had to stop a couple of times. Les had to go back to his car to take his coat off, and I had to go and use the lavatory. So it's taken us longer than expected, but we're nearly there now. We're going to go do this last little bit of beach here, and then we're going to walk around down under the pier, and then we're going to start walking along it. But second coin of the day, 5p.
This is good. We're just getting down to the pier now, and just got a signal, so I know my numbers are okay. And it was 12.41 coming up on the E-track. I've lost it now. There it is. This one's been here a while by the look of it. It's another nugget. A bit green and crusty. Yeah, that come up as a 12.40, 12.41 that. So I know my numbers are okay. So I don't know what was going on up there on the beach, but yeah, all up and running. That's good. Right, as you can see, right next to the pier, alright, just down this slope here, and I can see I've got a target on the E-track. Can't see it now. Let's have a look. Oh, there it is there. Just there, it's just sticking out of the edge. I can see the edge, don't know what it is. Looks like a large coin. Oh, it's 50p. Yeah, it's 50 pence. The numbers were different on that, but yeah, 50p, good signal. So just need to listen more than look at the numbers today, I think. I'd advise anyone that's coming out to this part of the world near the pier to wear some very good, strong, tight Wellington boots, because this mud is, I've been literally going up to near enough to my knees, going down some of the holes and that here. Quite dangerous, so if you're not familiar with the area, just be careful. There's Darren up there under the pier. I thought he was behind me, but there you go. Have to catch him up. Well, this program seems to be working rather well today. I've modified the beach program on the Mine Lab modes. It's come up, getting a bit of a, yeah, it's coming up as a 12.29, and it's a ring. Going well. If you can see that, I can't really see it without my glasses on. I don't know if it's, it doesn't look gold. Looks nice, so like a wedding band probably. Can't really see it, I don't think it's focusing. Might be this. I'll show you in the light when I think it's stainless, I think, or silver. No, it'd be stainless, I think. Anyway, I'll have a look, clean it up and let you know later.
Well, as you can see, I'm quite a long way out away from the shore now. I just had my first coin. That's not what I was hoping for. 2p. Let's turn around so it's a bit brighter. There you go, 2 pence coin. And I'm kind of, where am I? Just slightly past the first shelter. Les, as far as I know, is still right down by the shore. But anyway, it's my first coin, 2 pence. My next coin, a 20 pence piece. I found that since I've come out, because I was actually under here, but I looked up and all I saw was water. Oh, all I saw was water all the way up. I didn't really fancy that. So what I've done is I've come out here now, and I thought I'd detect up the side. And since I've done that, I've had a couple of coins. There you go, next coin, 20 pence piece.
Well, this target was very loud. I thought it might have been a can. Coming up 12.41 as well, unfortunately. That's probably the first of many. It's a fishing weight, a breakaway. By the look of it, it didn't break away. This mud is awful. I haven't got very far at all. I've got a long way to catch up with Darren.
Right, I've got a bit of an eyes only situation here. There's something round in the sand here. It was giving a slight signal, but it didn't sound like a coin signal, yet it's round. Let's see what it is. And it is a coin. I think it's a 5p. Yes, it is. Oh well. Next coin. 5p. I think it's 5p. Yeah, 5p. All I'm finding at the moment is modern coins. So another 20 pence piece. And as you can see, I'm about between a quarter of a mile and half a mile out now. The next shelter up here is a half mile mark, and another 20 pence piece. Right, Liz has just caught up with me just after I found 2 pennies. One I found in this hole here, and while I was digging it I looked to my left into this little pool here, and there was a penny just sitting there as well. So that's 2 pennies. Always had a ring.
Makes a change from a ring pool.
Right, hang on, just put these away and have a look at your ring. That sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? Silver, is it?
I think so. It's got a hallmark.
I'd say so.
It's got a hallmark underneath.
We have 925 on it. Bloody hell, you've done well, haven't you? That's an old 50.
It is, isn't it? Yes, that's why. Yeah.
I see that just by looking at it. I mean, if you look at it next to that one.
Yeah.
Hang on.
You're right. I didn't notice it earlier.
Let's take that one out first.
Yeah.
Jesus, they're like old bricks now, aren't they?
Yeah. That was right at the front.
Yeah, you can clearly see the difference in size. The old one, the new one, silver ring, well done.
And that was literally just laying on the edge, on the surface, that big one.
Oh, that could be stainless actually.
Yeah, I thought it might have been, I don't know.
It could be stainless, but you never know.
It's got a hallmark inside.
It's worth having a look.
But I can't see it. Might be black.
Yeah, do you want these back?
Yeah, it's a big 50, isn't it? Wow.
Right, that's the second shelter there we're coming up to.
Yeah.
Then we've got the third one, and then halfway between the third and the fourth is as far as we're going to get.
Yep.
So just keep going. Oh, coin the third, it's like that could be 10p.
Yeah, just lay in there. Let's have a look.
The size of a 10, silver.
Looks like a 10, can't see it.
Sunbaker.
Just lay in there, Sunbaker, that was what I was looking for. Yeah, it is a 10p, I can see the...
That's all right for you, I'm finding 2s and 1s here.
Yeah, I can see the lion on it. So yeah, it's a 10p, pretty worn. There you go. That's the first thing I've found for a long time actually, the first decent signal. I've come onto the other side with Darren. Quite a way out, as you can see. And yeah, sun's up. Oh, it's really bright, it's really nice. But yeah, seems to be more coins this side.
Well, it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. But the scourge has started now. There you go, the first of what I assume is going to be many. Yep, the dreaded fishing weight.
Another coin just laying on the surface, just here. Just see the edge of it there. I don't know what it is. Oh, it looks like a 5, yeah, it is a 5p, modern 5 pence. Yeah. Yeah, I've had a few more signals this side. We're getting up to where we can get to, really. You can see the container ships going by. It's there, but the mud out here is a lot firmer than near the beach. This is much easier to walk on, but you know, you can get caught out, so especially this far out you don't want to get caught out. Either have someone with you or your phone. There you go. Well, I'm pretty sure I know what this is. It's coming up as 12:22 on the E-track, and it's just here. I just see the edge of it. If I can get the camera down there, just there. It's got to be, hasn't it? Yes, it is. Gleaming away. Yes, it's a 20p. Oh, my detector's falling over there. Yeah, 20p. There you go.
Fishing weight number 2, and I think this is a pier train coming over, as you can probably hear. Go over this way a little bit, see if I can get any footage of it for you. Over your head. Because obviously a lot of people are too lazy to walk the mile to get to the end of the pier to do their fishing, so they have to use the train. But anyway, fishing weight number 2.
Here we go, another sunbaker. You can probably see it on the surface there. That's a 2p. I think what it is where the people on the shelters there, they probably just throw things off, small coins and what have you, just throw them out into the sea and they just land around here. So shame they don't throw their nuggets out. Here comes a pier train just going by. You can see we're quite a way out off the beach now. Under the pier though, there's quite a bit of iron and scrap. A couple of people on there, not many. Oh, some at the back there. There you go.
Oh my god, I am over half a mile out in the estuary. I've just found a nugget. I never would have thought I'd have found one of these out here. We're not finding anything like what I thought we might find. I thought we might find old Victorian pennies or George V, George VI, Edward VII, stuff like that. All we're finding is pennies. Well, Les has had a bit of luck, but he had him right close into the shore. Since he's been out here, he's not had a massive amount, 20p's I think, same as me. All I'm getting is modern pennies. And now a nugget.
And we've got this one coming up as 11:38, another breakaway that didn't break away. That's probably why they snapped their line. It was right on the surface. So, yep, another fishing weight, number 2.
I've just realised I haven't done a live dig at all today, so what I'll do is I'll do one here. Right, this will either be another penny or a 2p. Right, we have it in the scoop. And we have, I think it's another penny. Yes, it is. There you go. Another penny. Alright, it's probably going to be the only live dig on this video, I'm afraid. So I'm not going to keep doing it for pennies. So, there's Les Grafton away there. We've got the pier train coming back again. So, yes, it's another penny. Nothing else down there? No. Right. Noisy bugger. Well, right, let's crack on.
Actually, amongst all this, you do get the odd signal that stands out. And there's another sunbaker. I think that's another 2p. Yeah, it is another 2 pence. And that's stick. You can probably still see that great big bolt there. So there's a few coins out here. It's open for a few pre-decimal, but probably deeper.
At last, just come past the 2/3 of a mile mark, and I have a George VI ship halfpenny. Had to come all this way out to find something old, but at least we did it. I was starting to wonder because that tide is now coming in, so I'm going to walk out right out to the edge of the tide, and then we're going to have to make a hasty retreat. But there we go, a ship halfpenny, George VI. I don't know what year it is, so I'll find a year on it. 1941, so that's a wartime coin. So this conjures up all sorts of historical images, because this pier was used to load troops for the Normandy invasion. So who knows? I know it's 1944, but it's a wartime coin.
Now this is what I was expecting to find, and I find quite interesting. And coming up 12.23 actually it was. It says 12.21 at the moment, but yeah, it's a bullet. Looks like a 2-ring bullet to me. I was expecting to find more of this, some shell casings and things like that, but there you go. That's the first one, and we're a long way out as well. Gonna have to start heading back soon, so right,
we got as far as we're going to get now, because the tide is now coming back in. It's very shallow, obviously we can walk out in it for quite a way, but now that it's coming back in, we're going to have to make our way back. So what we do is we'll stick down this side then, for a little while.
hey,
Oh, see that?
yeah,
Is that someone throwing something in or what?
don't know.
Not that I'm particularly bothered. Here's that bloke. It's a bit shallow for fish, mate. Yeah. We'll head back into shore.
Painters up there.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll go halfway down this side, then we'll duck under and go back out towards the Kersal. Alright, this will start making our way back.
Well, heading back in now. You can see we're this side of the pier, and we're gonna just get back onto the beach. And the signal, I had a couple of other signals, just weird bits of metal, but nice signal, quite deep. That's an old penny. You can see Britannia just on the back there, but don't know what year that is. might see it at the bottom. I think you can probably make that out, but I'll probably have a clean up and see what it is.
There you go. For those of you that don't know Southend Pier, this is a little bit of film just to show you what the actual train looks like. Got a little diesel locomotive at the front there, followed by a load of little coaches, and then another little driving cab at that end, but it's that end that's got the little diesel locomotive on it. There you go. Southend Pier train. See if I can get the whole thing in shot. I've actually stood further away, I've zoomed in a bit. There you go, there's the whole train from Southend Pier. I'm now out here in the middle of nowhere, away from the pier, miles away from the shore, and yet I find a 20 pence piece. Unbelievable. Alright, this one is really worn. In fact, it's worn so much it's actually rounded off the edges, but it's clearly another 20 pence piece.
Well, right back at the car now, at the wall. It's literally the last signal. Got a high bleep and it is a nugget. That come up as 11:39. That was the scream. I'd have changed me discrimination and everything. I'm on multi-conduct at the moment, and that's it. So yeah, that's the last signal of the day. I'll see you soon.
Well, that's the end of the pier session, and I've literally just walked in, stripped off my hoodie, and I'm absolutely worn out. That was a long day. It was a long session. The tide was one of those rare double tides. It never went all the way out, which is unfortunate. We could only get up as far as just short of the third shelter. We passed the 2/3 of a mile mark by probably 100 yards or so, so that's how far out we've eventually got before it had to turn back. Les had a bloody good day. Me, not so much, but I did have that lovely George VI. He had a nice Victorian penny. Well, I say nice, you could just about make out, well, you couldn't even make out anything on the bus side. You couldn't see any kind of portrait on it from what I could work out, but you could see the date 1866 apparently, though I never saw it, but Les said that's what was there, so that puts it in the reign of Victoria, if my memory is any good. He had the ring. It had 750 on a hallmark, which I don't know, is that white gold or what? I don't know. But yeah, other than that, it's just the usual 20p's, an abnormal amount of pennies. I'm going to start calling that place the Penny Pier, because there was absolutely hundreds of pennies all over the place. I mean, I had 10. I think Les had 1 or 2. I can't remember. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed today. Les said he thoroughly enjoyed today, and we are actually going to do that again, but this time we're going to go a little bit further to the side of the pier as opposed to right up tight against it. I started off walking underneath it, and it was just so scrappy. You couldn't get any signals. You couldn't pick anything out of the noise. It was just noise constantly. But yeah, as I say, we'll probably end up doing that one again in the not too distant future. I think there's probably about a week or so now before I can get out again. I'm back at work on Monday. I've had 2 weeks off, and that expires on Monday. I'm back to work Monday, but I might be able to get out Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure. So as soon as I know, you'll know, and until then, bye bye for now.